This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Let me go over here to here. And then I'm going to go to Judy.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi. Okay, I just gave you the presenter.
Okay. Okay, what is that I'm hearing? Okay, that's better. No, no.
Somebody has a radio or something on.
Yeah, somebody has something on. Do you hear that, Carol?
Yeah, I hear
Okay.
it. I hear it. I'm muting everybody. I don't know who caller number 1 is, but I'm muting them. So is it gone?
Seems to be.
Okay, I muted everybody. So if you guys have a question, just unmute yourself.
Yeah, otherwise, please stay on mute.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're good.
Okay, is everybody here? Okay, who's here? Let's see. This might give me a list. There we go. No. Okay. All right. Let's see. It says that Lori, Mary, and Sue aren't muted.
I had
But
my
maybe-
microphone off, so
Huh?
I had my microphone off.
Okay.
Me too. We're mute.
All right. Maybe it just doesn't know what's going on. Okay. No problem. All right. So did y'all get the handout? If somebody didn't, let me know. Otherwise, this is what we're going to live by today. Okay. What we're going to do is make an initial. And here's some, let me back up far enough so you can see them. Can you see all those? Those are the same design. However, they're stitched out in different threads. And I just did that to, for my own edification and amazement and amusement, to see what the difference was, whether it was, let's see, let me find it. All right, this one, well, okay, this one is regular thread. This one is micro thread. And if you can see the two of them together, you can see that the micro thread gives you a little bit more definition. And then I tried it in the matte thread, and it kind of just blended all together in my estimation. And then just for kicks, I did it in variegated thread, and I kind of really liked that look. Now these are pretty small. The one we're going to do today is a whole lot larger. And in preparation for today, I made this one, which is really large. Ours is not going to be quite that big today. So that's what we're going to do. They had a blog entry a while back that this is where this started, but they didn't give you too many directions. So Carol thought that maybe we could do something that would give you a little more direction and teach you a little bit more about the machine as we went along. So let's get started. Let me flip my camera around. Yeah, right. Where's my camera? Come on. Come on. No, No. Bear with me, sorry. There we go. Okay. Now, what you're seeing is my screen. So I would kind of like you to just bear with me and follow along, and we'll do this in pieces as we go along. So I would like to just go through this and have you follow me first, and then we'll go back through it and let you do it. Is that agreeable to everybody? Shake your head, yes. Thank you, Mary. Lori, I can only see a few people, so, all right. So we want to be in embroidery mode, and we want to be in embroidery edit. So the first thing we want to do is, excuse me, is to select our hoop of 260 by 260. All right. And then we're going to go into Shape Creator down here at the bottom of the screen. Can you? Hello? Okay, we're going to go in. Huh? I can't hear whoever's talking.
Will a 200 by 260 work?
No. But
Okay.
it doesn't matter for right now, okay?
Right.
Because I want you to select a 260 by 260 because we're going to make a circle, and we're going to need that
Okay.
big a thing to make the circle in. All right? It doesn't matter right this minute whether you have the hoop or not.
Right.
All right? Okay. So humor me.
Anytime.
All right. Thank you, darling. All right, so we're in Shape Creator, and there are built-in shapes that it allows us to use. So we're going to select our shape icon up here at the top, and we're going to select the second one over in the basic category. You have two categories. You have basic and you have dingbats, whatever. But we want to use the basic category, and we want to use the circle clockwise. That's what the little arrow is. So we're going to use the circle clockwise. We're going to close this menu. Then we're going to go down to edit, and we are going to select the scale icon, this one down here at the bottom, the square with a two-headed arrow. Select that, and then touch one of the numbers above the control wheel here, and it brings up this number pad, and we want to change that size to 210, and then say okay. Now this, because this padlock in the center excuse me, is locked, it's going to keep the proportions. If we unlocked it, we could make it an oval or whatever, but we want to keep it a circle, so we're changing it to 210. And then if it's not in the center, which it looks like it is, we could touch the move icon and then touch the center of the control wheel, and that would center it in the hoop. All right, now we want to bring a design into here. So we're going to touch the butterfly over here, which gets us to our built-in embroidery designs. And we're going to navigate over to the mini category, which is the last one. And then that's not what I wanted to do. Shame on you. I want to go away. All right, back to mini. Okay, I wanted to scroll up. All right, because I want design number 41. All right, now when I touched that, I got one copy of the design on my circle. Over here on the right, is where you can add or take away the number of designs that you have in your shape. So if I touch and hold number 1, maybe, I get a number pad, and I played with this a whole lot. So the numbers I'm telling you are the ones that I found worked for me. I'm going to type in 24 and then hit OK. And it fills my circle with those leaves. Now, notice that it centered those on that drawing of the circle, and we'll get back to that in a few minutes. But that number of designs fits real well on that size of circle. And because they're centered on that line, part of them are hanging out, and now our circle is actually bigger than the 210 that we put it in, and that's fine. 210 was just a starting number for it. So let's see. Now, since this is like I want it for my design, I can touch the heart down at the bottom and I can save it somewhere in my Sew-net cloud and in the machine, either in a folder or just in the cloud in general. Give it a new name and save it. And I have suggested some names for your saved designs, just so we're kind of all on the same page and I can refer back to them later on in the write-up. All right, so when you put in your name and you click OK, I will not planning to do that since I already have several circles in here, and I saved mine. Okay, so I'm just going to cancel out of here, and then that I'm going to stop right there, and then we'll go back and you can go through it with me. Any questions, any problems so far? Nope. Shake head no. All right, so I'm gonna say okay to this, and I'm going to delete that off of my screen, and I'm back in embroidery edit. It is, I know that we selected the 260 hoop when I started out before, but anytime you start any of these shape or applique operations, it's a good idea to set your hoop, because sometimes the machine decides that it's going to make it to fit a design that you brought in rather than leaving it what you had it from a previous operation. So it's always a good idea to set your hoop as the first thing. So I'm going to go back in, and please go ahead and do this with me. And if you have a problem, please stop me, holler. So I'm going to pick the 260 by 260 hoop again. I'm going to go into Shape Creator. I'm going to pick the shapes icon, the basic category, and the circle clockwise. Then I'm going to go into Edit, and because the edit area likes to cover up part of the hoop for me, I'm just going to touch my screen up here and drag my hoop up so I can see the whole circle. Then I'm going to touch the scale icon, this one down here, the square with a two-headed arrow. It brings me up the size of the circle. The padlock is closed. If I open it, that's what it looks like. But it's closed, and we want it closed so our circle stays a circle. I'm going to touch one of the numbers, doesn't matter which one, above the control wheel, and type in the number 210 and then touch OK. So now my circle is 210 millimeters in diameter. Okay, now we're going to go find our embroidery design to fill out our circle. So we're going to go to the butterfly. We're going to navigate to the mini menu, and we're going to navigate to number 41, touch and hold it, and it's going to put 1 on the circle. When I want more of those, I'm going to touch my number over on the right-hand side. It brings up the number pad. I'm going to touch 24 and touch OK. So now it fills my circle and it is complete like I want it for my design. So then I can touch my heart down at the bottom left below the screen and go to my Save menu and save my design. So you can clear the name of it and type in the new name of initial circle and then say OK, and it will save it, except I didn't. And if you leave out letters like I did, these little cursor movement icons down here are great to get you to the right place. So you could say OK, it would save it, and then it would take you back to your design in Shape Creator. It always tells you where you are up at the top of the screen, and then say OK. And that brings you back into Embroidery Edit. Has everybody got their circle and have it saved? Okay, I'm not hearing anybody, so I'm assuming that we are, okay?
I do.
All right.
I finally got
Go
it.
ahead. Okay. All right. You notice, excuse me, in Embroidery Edit, that now Shape Creator is highlighted. And somewhere, I discussed it in the handout, but if you touch that Shape Creator, it takes you right back into the Shape Creator screen, and you can work on your circle just as if you had never left that screen. So if you can touch that and go back into Shape Creator, I want to show you some other things about that screen. All right, there are, besides the edit icon down here, you have another one called positioning. And the first, excuse me, the first one deals with these red dots that you see on the screen. They're called control points. And on this particular circle, you have an option of looking at 8 control points or 4 control points that are at like 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock, or you can look at the ones that are at the corners of the square. So they are like magnets, and they control what happens to the shape. Like, I've selected the ones that are in the corners, and if I touch this slider bar and I drag it until I get to about 60%, then I have a square with rounded corners. If I use the same one and I take the slider and I go all the way, maybe, come on, you can do it, down to 0, then I have a square on point. It kept the same number of designs that I had had in when I had the circle. And you would need to then go back into edit and play with it. If we go back into edit and we decrease the number of them, they just don't quite ever fit right. So you would either need to make your square bigger or use a different design, or there's other things that you can do with it. In the middle section of the positioning screen, this very top one, it says, are my designs sitting on the top of my line? Are they centered on my line? Are they below my line? That one's kind of cute with the little ears on the corner, I think. But you can do a lot of changing with these options, and the default is going to be centered. Down below the line positioning, you have spacing. Your default is even spaced. You can do left justified. You can do centered, and you can do right justified. And when you're doing anything except even spacing, you have the option of changing their spacing with this little slider down here. Any questions so far? Nope, no questions.
Well,
Mary?
wait, it looks like if you change the spacing, what does it do? Jam up a bunch of the extra in the corner or something?
Yes, okay, let me do like centered, okay? And yes, it does, it ends up, so it looks like they're overlapped.
So it still has 24, but some of them are on top of each other to get the spacing.
Yes,
Thank you.
right. You're welcome. Okay. Now, the very right-hand part of that screen is called side positioning. And you can see that there's a line there, and it shows you where the design will be in relation to the line. This is the default, that the design is, how shall I say it? It's 90 degrees up, okay? If I touch the one to the next, it turns them 90 degrees. Or I can turn them 180 degrees. When we started, the bottom of the leaf was to the inside of the shape. This one turned it so that turned it 90 degrees. This one turns it so the bottom of the leaf is to the outside of the shape. And this one turns it the other 270 degrees. Does that make sense? It's hard to see with these leaves that are symmetrical, the difference between this one and this one. But if you had something that had a unique shape, it would be easier to see. And you're welcome to play with some of these in a sec when I tell you what this last one is. Let's go back to our default. And this one says, am I going to set them so they're always square to the top and the bottom, or do I want them to follow the shape? So when we had this as a circle, we could have, if we did them so they were always, horizontal, or do we want them to follow the shape of the circle? All right. There's just some things you can do to play with that, and I invite you to take a little bit of time if you want, and to play with that, you might want to go back, because even in this, you've saved it, which is the one you're going to use in your design, but you could go back into the designs and pick a different one, such, let's pick something that's not, well, that one is symmetrical too. Okay, but, all right, so you notice that it didn't get rid of anything that I had there before. It just added that one in. And that's another feature. If you can make a circle or any shape, but you don't have to stick to one design. So let me change this to 0, which is a way to erase. And let me go back to my mini designs, and let me, come on, let me pick, let me pick a blue flower, and let me pick a pink flower, and I don't know whether they're this quote pretty much the same size or not. Well, stop, you silly machine. Okay, now when I brought just 2 of them in, it placed them equal distance apart because our spacing is set equal spacing. Now if I want to, and I'm going to use my question mark, this symbol is highlighted, and that says duplicate last design. If I want to duplicate my orange flower, then I'm going to just touch my plus sign, or I can change the number. If I want to duplicate blue, orange, then I'm going to select that one, and notice that instead of the 2 dots that the top icon has, it has a dot and a triangle. So that means that every time I increase my number by 2, I'm going to get alternating blue and orange flowers in my circle. And yeah, that's kind of fun to be able to do. Oops, I need an even number. To be able to put more than one design in the shape that you've chosen. Come on, I want you to tell me that. And you're not limited to 2. So that's something you can play with. And then your control points would still work. You could still make those into a rounded square. I kind of like the look of it when I was at 60%. And then I would go back and I could add a few more to make it filled out a little bit more. Hi, Liz. Any questions, comments, confusion on that point?
I have one. So if we had the leaves, we had 24 leaves, and then I brought one in, and I wanted a number of that one, and it seems to just get rid of it and then changes the leaves. Can you try doing it so that
Okay.
show me what I'm doing wrong?
Tell me exactly what you did.
All right. I had my circle with my 24 leaves on it.
Okay, let me get there. Okay, I want that to be 210. Okay, and then I'm gonna go get my leaves. Okay,
All right. Now go back to the mini designs.
okay,
Huh. And I selected number 54.
64, okay.
4. Doesn't
Okay,
matter.
so it added it down at the bottom and my number is 25.
Right, but I just want that one. I want 8 of that one that you just brought in.
Okay, so then we're gonna have to go to, all right. What we need to do is, no, undo, so I need to, okay. Okay, I went back to 23.
So even though the top one with the 2 dots in it says last one in, that doesn't really affect that last one.
Okay, 24, okay, let's try this. 24, and you brought in this one. Whoops, I'm in the wrong hoochie here. And I bring in 64. Okay, and it adds it. So it's going to put them right next to each other. Did you want them evenly spaced in there?
Oh, how did you get that to do that? Let me try that again.
Okay, when you have one, make sure that the top icon with the 2 dots is selected. And then
Okay.
I was just touching the plus sign.
Oh, okay, I was typing in a number, and so, but that count is for the entire number of designs.
Circle.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, I'm with you. All right.
Okay. But okay, let's try this now that you brought that up. Let's change this to 0 to erase it. Okay, let's bring in, come on, Mr. Mini. Let's bring in that, okay. And we're going to have, well, we didn't bring in anything, did we? Son of a gun. All right. So we're going to have 3 of those. And then we're going to have, well, that was good. 1 of 64, okay? So now if I go to that one and I change my number to, hello, come on, stop, 24, I want to see what happens. Then I have them interspersed. I have 3 leaves and 1 flower. And 3
Okay.
leaves and 1 flower all around my circle.
All right, thank you.
It's kind of cool.
Judy, to change the subject for just a minute, is there a way that I can make your screen on all of my screen instead of seeing everybody that's in the group?
Yes, you should go up to the top and there should be a drop down that you could say you only see who's talking.
Ah, yes. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All righty. So, and again, if we touched OK to go back to embroidery edit, Shape Creator is still active. That we could, if we decided that we didn't like the look of this at this point before we embroidered it out, we could go back and adjust it in Shape Creator, which I think is a great feature because not all machines have that. All right. So right now I'm going to delete this. Well, I'm not going to delete it in Shape Creator. I'm going to delete it in Embroidery Edit. And I'm going to, all right, I'm going to be on step number 4 on page 2. All right. And we're going to go through this little routine that we just did of creating our circle with the leaves. All right. So we're going to go to Shape Creator. Oh,
Wait, Judy?
before we, yeah.
I tried to delete mine all at once and it's only doing it a section at a time. How do I get it to delete
Are
everything?
you in Embroidery Edit or are you in Shape Creator?
I'm in Shape Creator.
What's it? Okay. Hit OK down at the bottom, go to Embroidery Edit and delete it.
Okay. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
now. All right, now make sure that you have, again, just for safety's sake, go to hoop options and make sure you have 260 by 260 selected.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to go back in Shape Creator and we're going to create our circle of leaves again. But in the before you create yours, let me show you something. There are 2 circles in Shape Creator in the shapes. One is clockwise, one is counterclockwise. Let me show you a little bit of difference. I'm going to go ahead and create the clockwise one like we did. Okay, and there's my 210. Okay, there's my leaf. And there's my 24 leaves. Now, that's a clockwise one. And it's with this design, it's a little hard to tell, but the bottom of the leaves are toward the center of the circle. All right. If I go back to my shapes and I change it to a counterclockwise circle, then the bottom of my leaves are toward the outside of the circle and the tips of the leaves overlap. So basically, it flips the leaves 180, whether you do a clockwise or a counterclockwise circle. That's just the way it handles it. Does that make sense? But I can switch between the two just by going back to the shape and choosing the, what I'm going to call the correct shape or the one I want. Because this design itself is wider at the top than it is the bottom. So when the narrow part is toward the center of the circle, they fit better. If I did the counterclockwise, I would probably have to take out 1 or 2 repeats of the design. Capiche? Okay. All right, so now you've got your circle. And at this point, we're using this circle to size our initial. Okay, so we're in Shape Creator and we've got our circle, and we're going to touch OK to go back to embroidery edit. Then we are going to go into Applique Creator. And in Applique Creator, you've got the same kind of shape menu that you had in Shape Creator. And you've got all your letters and numbers. So I want you to pick an initial. And Mary, if you pick M, we'll have a discussion in a minute, okay? Because M is so wide. So you can pick your first initial, your last initial, doesn't matter to me. But it's going to bring, I'm going to pick J, surprise, and it comes in its whatever size the machine decides. Basically, it would fit it into the 260 hoop. And then we are going to go into edit and we're going to change the size of it and make sure that your padlock or your lock is still closed. And I want you to touch the two numbers above the control wheel. This is the one on the left is the width, and the one on the right is the height of yours. I want you to touch the one on the right, and I want you to change that number to 160. Then go to your move icon, which is the very first one, and touch the center of the control wheel so it centers the initial in the hoop. Now, you notice that the rectangle that it drew around that initial isn't tight to the initial. You've got some of those control points hanging out there, and they've drawn the rectangle to include those control points. Right now it doesn't, and it centers it based on the size of that rectangle. It doesn't matter right now that it did that because we're going to eventually center it ourselves when we get ready to embroider it. So it's not, excuse me, not a big problem. If your initial doesn't quite fit, you can change the size to somewhere between 140 and 165. Mary, for your M and W, or for people who have an M or a W, you might want to change your circle to that square with the rounded corners in Shape Creator with the control points, and that would give you more room. I mean, with your, because your M is gonna fit down in there. Let's see, if I make that, come on, say I make it 150. The legs of it still want to almost touch that circle, but if you were in Shape Creator, and this is cool about this, I can go back to embroidery edit and I can touch my circle, and now Shape Creator highlights, and I can go back into Shape Creator at this point and I could select my control points and make a liar out of me. You may just have to recreate your circle as a square with rounded corners.
Yeah, I changed it to 140 and it fit.
Okay, well, it's, just, you can do whichever you want.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Sure, it's just that when we start filling this initial with flowers, it's up to you what you like the looks of. It's a personal choice. And I just wanted you to be aware that that was an option for you. Okay. But I actually went through all the letters of the alphabet and found out that the sizes between 140 and 165 worked pretty well. Like if you have an initial of an I mean, that's just a straight up and down thing. You can make that a lot taller than you could like the M. Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to embroidery edit at that point where I am, and I'm going to delete the circle. So I can go into the layers panel up here at the top on the right hand side, and I can select just the circle, and I can, in edit, I can delete just the circle. And the reason I'm asking you to delete that circle is because it's a headache. You've already saved a good one, and you need the working space for filling the initial with the flowers. But I would like you to, at this point, to save your initial. In case something happens, you always have one to go back to and you don't have to recreate it. So if you would save it, well, I asked you to save it on page 3, number 7J. Before you deleted the circle, I asked you to save that, and I kind of skipped over that, so I apologize for that. And then when you have just your initial, I would appreciate it, or you would appreciate it if you have a problem, that you can go back and, excuse me, have a clean initial to work with. So there's a lot of times in here I've asked you to save things. So okay, so everybody has your initial, and
Judy, real
yeah.
quick, how do you save, remind me how to save that initial again?
All right, down at the bottom on the left-hand side, off of the screen, there's a heart.
Okay.
All right, now, because this edit area gobbles up so much of your screen, over on the left-hand side in the very corner, there's a little box with an arrow in it. If you touch that arrow, it puts that symbol on various functions on your screen. If I take and touch one of those, I can drag it out of that edit area and put it up on my screen. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move those functions to various parts of my screen so I have more screen to work with when I'm doing the editing and filling that initial with shapes or flowers or designs, whatever you want to call them. And you can get rid of that too.
Judy, where's the button again?
Very upper left-hand corner. It should be red. It's a little tiny square with an arrow pointing to the upper right. Touch and hold it. Do you see it? Can you see it on mine? Okay. And then you can close that edit area, but you still have access to all of those functions. All right, now it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to show you on okay. If you can see in between the flowers on here, you'll see little lines of stitches. Can you see those? Okay. Pardon? If we just put designs or flowers in there, you're going to end up, they don't fit tight together. So it's nice to have something in there that kind of fills out the design, that gives it a little background. So that's what this next step is. Under 10B and 1, I picked a design. So if we touch our stitch menu and we navigate to 2, 2, and 10, that stippling design, that's the design that I used to make the background for the initial. And up here where the rotate symbol is, I think it's a good idea to fill your design in the way that you would write the initial, okay? You'll notice that when I picked that design, that over here my scale icon is not available, so that's the size it is. But what I'm going to do is to select that, and then I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to, the starting point was where the rotate symbol was. So the starting point is down here, so I kind of connect them together in the way that I would write the initial, and it doesn't matter whether if they overlap a little bit. What you want to do is just fill up your initial, and there are going to be, now this one I'm going to turn around, because if I'm writing it, I'm starting here and then I'm coming back down. So I'm going to have a jump stitch from here to here, because that's the way it works. You're not going to avoid jump stitches totally. You do want to, it's okay when they overlap, but you don't want to go outside of your satin stitching on your initial. Okay? Is that making sense?
Judy,
Yes, dear.
you lost me completely. I don't even have my initial. I have to go back. How do I get it back to where you are?
Did you save it?
Yeah, I saved
Did you save
it.
your initial?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just go to your cloud and bring it in.
All right, it's in there. Now what do I hit? I hit the sequence creator, but it goes away.
Don't hit the don't hit the sequence creator. Stay in embroidery edit.
Okay. And then
okay.
Okay.
And then you're going to go to your stitch menu.
Okay.
Over here on the right.
Yeah,
and you're going to select stitch 2, 2, 10.
2, 2, 10. Okay. 2.
Okay.
No, but wait a minute. I'm not there yet. 2, 2, 10.
Okay.
Okay. 2, 2, 10. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Well, how come
now
you're
then?
What? Okay, got it.
Okay, so now you're just gonna put that all in your initial. Just repeat and repeat and repeat it to fill up your initial.
So put it down around the bottom or something.
Well, just what you have an E? Is that what you have?
Yeah.
Okay, so just like if you were going to draw it, you would start up at the top and come down, and then do the legs.
Uh-huh.
So you're just gonna start over at the right-hand top part, lay the stippling in it, then
Okay.
duplicate that, put another one in, duplicate, put another one in until you have the whole thing, the whole shape full of that stitch.
Oh, okay. So duplicate. Okay, we try.
Okay?
No, it's not coming out right. Mine isn't working. I don't understand that part, I guess.
Okay, watch what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Okay? See with the green outline on my current
Yeah,
stitch repeat?
uh-huh.
So I duplicate that and I drag it up and connect it with the last one.
How are you duplicating it? What are you hitting?
Well, I
Oh, you moved your things
detach,
up there. Okay.
okay?
Yeah.
So that's how I'm duplicating it. It's when it's selected, my duplicate icon is active,
Uh-huh.
and then I can just duplicate it and drag it.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. If you have problems, you know where I'm at. Okay, but does yours look like mine, Mary?
Yep.
Does yours look like mine, kind of?
Yep. Yes, it does.
Good. Okay. Okay. Once you get it filled, and I know you haven't got it filled yet, Elizabeth, I want you to go to the layers menu, and I want you to touch the select multi, which is the middle icon at the top. And then I want you to select all of your stippling stitches. And once you have them all selected and the green square is all around your initial, then I want you to touch the group icon and make those all one layer. And guess what? I want you to save it. This is what I call cheap insurance. You save it so you can go back if you need it. If you don't need it, then you can always go delete it. And then you can close your layers panel. And let me know when you're ready to go on, please.
I'm ready.
Okay, Mary's ready. Liz is still working.
I'm ready.
Rita, you okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Okay, how about Elizabeth? You good?
What happens when I hit layers?
Okay, when you hit touch layers,
Uh-huh.
you see your initial is number 1, and then you see all your stippling stitches, right?
Yes.
I want you to select the multi-select, or touch the multi-select icon, the one in the middle here.
Oh, the one in the
And then
middle?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
And then
what
I want
happens?
you to,
Okay,
pardon?
then what
Then
happens
I
if
want
I
you to,
touch the wrong one?
I don't know. I have to shoot you. If you touch, if you touch the wrong one, then just touch the right one.
All right, I did. And
Okay, and then I want you to touch every one of those stippling stitches until you have them all gray.
they were all gray to begin with.
They were?
Yeah, because I hit the wrong one. Okay, start over again. Huh. Okay, try this again. I have.
Okay, I don't want you to have the initial selected. Just all the stippling stitches, please.
Okay. I only have two. Two stippling stitches. Why? Shouldn't I have a bunch more?
Yeah.
How come I
Do
only
you have
have?
a bunch?
I did something wrong. I don't know what.
Okay. Well, you got the idea what we're trying to do,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So take your whatever stippling stitches you have, select them, and then hit your group icon. And once you've done that, then this is very important. Deselect your multi-select icon because otherwise it's still active and anything you do on the screen, it drives you crazy. So make sure you deselect that multi-select icon. All right. And then you can close your layers panel. And you can save your initial with the fill as initial fill. All right. So now finally, we're ready to, what? We're ready to start putting designs in our initial. And so, zoom to the place where you can see your, oh, that was good. Don't do that. What did I do? I made a mess. Okay. All right. Also on your zoom bar, are you familiar with these two little icons on the right-hand side where the very right-hand one zooms you back to the hoop. The one with the A on it zooms you to whatever you have selected. Those are very handy. Okay. So I want to zoom to where, again, I'm going to start filling the initial as if I were writing it. And I quit kicking
Can I
the,
make a
sorry.
comment before you go on?
I'm sorry, Mary.
I wanted to make a comment. There is an undo in embroidery edit. It just doesn't move up when you do it if you hit your edit button.
Okay.
It's
Right.
that one,
Good,
yeah. So
good
yeah,
point.
but it doesn't move, it's not one of the ones that moves up.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I could use it a lot.
I know, I was gonna say, before we get too involved, let's make sure people know about that one.
Okay. Thanks, Mary. I appreciate that. Okay. Now we're going to do the real work. And I suggest that you use embroidery designs, again, that are in the mini category. They don't have to be flowers. They don't have to be a one color design. They can be multiple colors. The size of the design that or the initial that we're filling, when I did this huge one, I used some of the larger flowers, and on this big initial, I like it, but on a smaller one, I don't think I would like the large flowers in there, although you can scale them as you put them in. And I was able, there's a dragonfly and there's let's see where it is, a butterfly in that set of mini designs. And I thought they were kind of fun to use. So I've given you a list of what I consider the potential designs in step D at the top of page 4. But you're welcome to use any designs that you want to fill that in. So if you go to your designs, and when I was first doing that, I thought I'd be really smart and I'd pick the designs I wanted and I'd bring in multiple copies of them, and then I could just slide them from one place on my screen into my initial. Well, guess what? They stitch out in the order that you've put them on the screen, not the order that you put them in the initial. So when I stitched out that initial, I was all over heck and back with jump stitches, crazy. So I recommend that you bring them in as you put them in the initial, and then they will stitch out in that sequence. And you will have jump stitches, and there's nothing you can, I really don't think you want to stitch out or embroider with your trim command on, because a lot of them are so close that those tails could give you trouble. So you end up with a babysitting job of when you stitch this out, and that's the price you're paying for it. There's not any way you can avoid it. So I digressed. Say I pick stitch number or flower number 1 and I bring it down and I put it in my initial. Now this time, when we put that fill stippling stitch in, I suggested that it doesn't matter that it doesn't completely fill, like right here, and it doesn't matter whether it went into the satin stitching or not. But when you're putting your flowers in there or your little embroidery designs, I suggest that you put them such that they go over that satin stitching, and that you make what do I want to say, as even an edge on your designs as possible. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to eventually delete that satin stitch outline, and all you'll be left with is the designs that you have filled in your initial with, and that will make your initial shape. Like this satin outline is gone, but between the designs that are in there and those fill stitches, it still makes a fairly even edge to your initial. And you can also change the size of your designs as you put them in. And
Judy,
turn up.
what about where it starts and stops? Is that going to make it? How do you know that where it starts and stops on each design?
You don't really care?
Oh, it doesn't matter? Because
No, it doesn't matter. Pardon?
is that what's going to cause your jump stitches?
Some of it, yes. Because there's no way you can avoid it.
So it doesn't
And
really,
like,
you don't worry about that then?
no,
Okay.
you don't worry. You sit there with your finger on the stop button and a pair of scissors in your hand.
Okay. Okay.
So, and there are some kind of what I call filler designs in here. The, let's see if we get down here, the ones like 74, 73, 74, 75, the little square on point, the triangle, the little circle, and you're going to stitch it out all in one color. So even though your design is in multiple colors, it doesn't really matter. What, you know, whether it has two colors or not, and some of that causes your jump stitches too, because it's going from one color to the other, and it would, yeah, you might normally have the automatic jump stitch on or trim on. So, okay, I think those are some of these are pretty good size designs. If you select a design, it will tell you down at the very bottom right hand corner, when you touch the design, it tells you what size it is. Like this one is 10 by 12 millimeters, but if I go up to the top, there's, would you stop? No, I want that one. Like number 2 is 34 by 32 millimeters, so it's huge. And number 3 is 32 by 32. So those are, because the scale icon only lets you take it down 20%, those are still going to be pretty big. And something like number 16, it's big, but there's a lot of space in there. So I kind of tried to pick designs that were more fill than open space. And you can zoom in and out to make sure that you're fitting where you want to be. This is not a really fast operation. But I think it's worth the time and effort to do it and to get a pretty initial. So are you happily working away? And after you put in like 5 or 6 designs, I'd save my work. You know, just go in and save it as like initial A. The next time, save it as initial B. So if something disastrous happens, you don't lose everything that you've done. And basically you want to try not to overlap your flowers or designs. I keep saying flowers, but they're, they don't necessarily need to be flowers. They can be any of the designs that are in that menu or any place else, but that's the only menu that actually has the little designs in it. And as you're placing your designs, you can see how those stippling stitches that you put in there earlier help fill in the spaces.
All right, Judy, I have a question again.
Okay.
All right, so when I bring a design in, how do I resize the dumb thing? It's not highlighted.
Well, okay, if it's highlighted, you can use the corners to drag it.
Okay.
Like this one I have on my screen.
Yeah.
I can drag them. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can rotate it.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to put him right here, and let's see, I want him a little bit like that, but I want him a little bigger. So I just drag the corner.
There isn't a symbol on. I thought there was something on our unit.
There's the resize, the scale icon down here that you can, on
But
your
you can't-
edit screen,
Yeah.
you can only go up 20% or down 20%.
Okay, but you
Okay.
can't change. Can't you change the size of those stippling stitches?
No.
Oh,
The
that
stippling
doesn't work.
stitches, the scale icon was grayed out.
Yeah, okay. So if you have, like on this E, the number of stippling stitches will overlap if you put them all, you can't, would you just separate them?
No, I just let them overlap.
Oh, okay. That's
Doesn't
so
matter.
Okay, I think I've got part of this figured out now. Okay.
Good. I
Judy,
didn't want to confuse you. Yes.
when you change the scale, does that change the stitch count?
No, scale does not change stitch count.
Okay, so if you
That's why
scale,
it only goes,
I can't.
resize would change it, but not scale.
Okay, so
That's
where's,
why it only goes 20% up or down.
okay, and resize isn't something we would want to do in this situation?
You don't want to get into that.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's too much hassle for this.
My.
I found an Elizabeth on here. There's a number 91 is a little angel.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
What do you mean that's the wrong one? And the parts of them that are white are very hard to see. So you could change this color of your hoop to, something else that so you could see the white parts of some of them. Like I know on the dragonfly, wake up machine. Let's see, the dragonfly, which is number 105, its wings are white. So if you changed your, in hoop options, if you changed the color of the hoop area, that would make it easier to see the white. Of course, it might make something else hard to see too. So, but just a suggestion, because when I was doing mine, I found it difficult to remember what parts were white, and so I didn't cover them up when I would put them in my design. Elizabeth, are you muted?
Oh, nope.
We hear you humming. you're going to use the same designs over and over.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
If I use the same design put something in between, and then if I go back to the one I want to put back, the duplicate, if I hit that and duplicate it, does it still put it one right after another, or does it jump around?
It's going.
What? Okay.
You mean when you stitch it out?
Uh-huh.
It'll stitch out the first one, then it'll jump to the one that you duplicated, and then come back to whatever you put next.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. So if you put
It depends on when
So
you
if you-
actually
what?
when you brought it from the mini menu to embroidery edit. That's what determines when it'll stitch out.
So if you go back and just highlight the one you want and duplicate it and put it way up here, if the first one is down here, it's going to go from here to way up here.
Yeah. Afraid
Oh,
so. Poop.
crap.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Never mind. I have to start over on that one. Okay.
Unless you want to go to the layers panel and reorder them,
Oh,
resequence them.
yeah. I'm just putting buttons and scissors.
Oh, that's cute. Buttons and scissors. That's cute.
Well, let me try it. Okay.
Great minds must think alike. I'm doing all the sewing ones too, since I did the flowers at Christmas.
I want to make this simple.
Let's see. Where are those? I have to check these out. Are you putting, yeah, some of them have a lot of, you're using just buttons and scissors, Liz, or do you have the thimble in there too?
I put a thimble and a pair and the thread too. Just two of those. The rest of them are all just buttons and scissors.
Yeah, because the safety pins and the straight pins
Those
don't have enough substance. Yeah, there's too much empty
Yeah.
space in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just do this, see what happens.
You can do the buttonholes too,
Is that what that is?
like 117 and 119 and 120 through 124.
Yeah, I see.
Those are all buttonholes.
Yeah, I see them. No. After I figure out what I'm doing here.
Oh, does that matter? 130 through 132 are fairly small, would be good filler designs. I didn't have those on my list. Whoa, those are huge. Buttonholes are kind of big.
I bet you've never had such a quiet class.
I was just thinking it's awful quiet. Either everybody went to sleep or you're working really hard.
Working hard.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's tedious. I think when I did it at Christmas, I ended up bringing it all into the software.
Yes.
Even then, it's still tedious.
It is. That's when you appreciate if you have a really simple initial. M's are a lot of work. J wasn't too bad.
Okay, how do you get rid of the satin stitch now? I want to see what this looks like.
Well, then you're going to go back to your layers panel.
Okay.
Okay, and then you just select just the satin stitch.
Is that the first one that your applique's on?
Uh-huh. That's the first one.
Okay.
And then hit your trash can.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Got it. Okay, so, because you don't want an applique on this. You just want the stippling and the scissors and buttons. Okay, got it.
Right.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
that's what you're gonna in step J on page 4.
Well,
It tells you to delete.
I don't have the handout. I didn't get one.
You didn't sign up for the class.
Yes, I did. I called because I couldn't get it done on the internet, but some reason or another it didn't get done. Okay.
All right, I will email you one, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, unless Carol has to have your email address in order to get you the handout. And if she
She
didn't
does?
have it on the, well, what she does is she takes it off of the registrations. And if you called in, then it doesn't go through the computer.
Oh, that's why I didn't get one. Okay.
Okay, but I'll make sure you get one. It's 5
Okay.
pages. Okay,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay. That's fine. That's okay. I got it done.
Okay, now you're ready to stitch it out.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's pretty simple.
That's okay. So does anybody have any idea what they're going to do with this once they get it done? Did you have any ideas as to how to incorporate this into a project?
Yeah, just put it on a t-shirt or something.
You can,
Or
right? You can put it on.
or tote.
I'm going to put it on a tote.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought also when I did the supply list, I laid a frame over it, and I thought they would, just for fun in your sewing room, your bedroom, or whatever, if you framed it, it would be very attractive.
You couldn't see it in mine. I got too much junk. Okay.
Oh. Okay, well then you put yours on a shirt or a jacket. If you put it on the back of a jacket, that would be pretty.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna stitch
What
it
I
out now.
Okay, what I did was I made a tote with it, and because I made 2 of them because I had to make one for the Pfaff and one for the Viking. Okay, I'm going to switch the camera back to me so you can see my tote. Okay. All right, so let me back up without killing myself. This is my tote bag. And
That's cute.
Great
so
idea.
it's got a J on both sides. This part down here is vinyl. And this is really a lime color, and I don't know how it's coming across on the camera. And then the circle is a darker green. And since that was kind of wild, I went for wild inside. This is the lining. And it has pink pockets on the inside. And the pockets on the outside are lined with, I don't know that you can see that, green and white polka dots. So it's kind of a crazy color bag, but I like it. And the fun part was everything that I used to make this bag was in my stash.
Judy, if you put enough stuff in that bag, you aren't going to be able to carry it.
You think not?
No, I don't think not. I don't think so. Carol can fit in that bag.
I like it. I liked it because it's like a little over 6 inches wide at the bottom. So it's not just a straight up and down tote bag. And I did put a piece of covered foam core in the bottom so it would, you probably can't see it. There it is. That green and the polka dot one.
It's very cute.
So it would tape. Pardon?
Very cute.
Thank you.
Overachiever.
Well, no. The tote bag I've been dragging around is kind of falling apart at this moment. So I made myself a new one. Doesn't, you know, I don't have anything to tote now that I'm staying home most of the time, so.
And I think you're staying home all the time.
Pretty much. Much safer that way.
Yep, it sure is.
I'm fortunate I can. I had some, a little bit of some directions on the stitching this out. Miss Elizabeth is ready to stitch hers out. I fused tearaway to the back of my fabric. And then I also hooped tearaway in my hoop. So I had 2 layers of tearaway. Because once you get all those designs close together, it's pretty, that particular area is pretty dense. And the fabric that I stitched it out on is kind of like a denim, but a lightweight denim or twill. I'm not sure what it is. Something that was in my stash. But it stitched out fine without any puckers or anything. So I was very pleased. And then I was able to get all the tearaway off, except I didn't try to pick it out in between all the designs. That was craziness.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
When I tried to change it to the 210, it never would change for me the right way. The 210 stayed red the whole time. So what am I doing wrong? Myself some notes, and it just wouldn't. It's like under the step 3, number C. I could do that, but it would never change the numbers. And I noticed on yours, it changed it above the circle, and mine never would change.
Okay, hold on. Let's get rid of all of this stuff. Okay. You're on step C on page 1.
Yeah, I went back because there was just some confusion. So, and I had an interruption I had to go deal with. So on step 3, number C, where it tells you
Okay, let's.
Control wheel.
Okay, you're doing the shape creator.
Yes.
You picked the clockwise circle.
Yes.
You go to edit. You pick the scale icon.
Yes.
Down here at the bottom.
Right.
What? Huh. Just a second here. Make sure I got the right hoop. 260, okay. Shape creator. Clockwise circle. Scale icon, it comes up at 208.
Oops,
correct?
I just lost you.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Okay, am I back?
Yes.
Okay, my iPad need to be fed.
No, that's what's going on here. So
Okay. All right. So now, did it come in at 208 as the size?
Hold on, I'm losing my juice too. I gotta plug in.
Okay.
Okay, so when I type in the 210, it stays red.
What stays red?
Like punch your
Oh,
210, punch 210 in there.
okay. Well, maybe. Yeah.
So why does yours stay white and mine is red? What do I have turned off or on, or I can't
All right.
change?
Are you selecting the scale icon down here? See where this one is green?
Yes, that's that. Oh, maybe that's it. Let me try it
You
now.
have to.
Well, now, okay. No, and when I type in 210, it stays
Yeah.
red. It doesn't ever, it won't let me change that scale.
All right, let me.
I must have a setting set wrong or something. I'm in Creator.
Okay. Okay, you're in Shape Creator,
Yes.
right? Go do this step by step with me, please.
Okay.
Okay, go back, touch OK, so you go back to Embroidery Edit, please. And tell me when you're there.
Okay. And see, that's another thing. My hoop says 260 by 260, but I have, well, maybe because I need to make it bigger. I have a black square with a red line around, a border around it.
That just says that your design's not in your hoop.
So where is it?
Well, are you in Embroidery Edit?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your screen clear? If not, select it and hold it and delete all, so you have nothing on your screen except your square for the hoop.
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, everything's deleted.
Okay, now touch the Shape Creator icon for me.
Okay. Now see, you have a green square in the middle of yours. I have a black screen. A black.
Okay. A totally black.
Yeah, it's black.
All right, go hit OK and go back to Embroidery Edit.
Okay.
Like I did.
Okay.
Touch Hoop Options. Touch Hoop Options. And then pick a light color out of that color bar. And touch it. Like if I touch this pale pink and then I touch Hoop Options, that's what color my hoop square is going to be.
Okay, I don't have I have the variegated one there, but I don't have the one that's beside it.
That's because you haven't been playing with the colors. So pick something very light colored out of that variegated, okay?
Okay, I got it.
Now touch Hoop Options again to close it.
Okay.
Now what color is the square on your screen?
Well, it's the color I picked. It's kind of green, but I want to know why is yours so much bigger on yours than it is on, oh, maybe that might be part of it. Hold on a minute. Are you at 100%?
Uh-huh.
Is there a way to type the numbers in instead of scrolling them?
Touch the magnifier that has the hoop symbol in it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So see, I was all Googled up.
Okay, we ready to go on?
Yes.
So touch Shape Creator down at the bottom.
Okay.
Now you're in Shape Creator, so touch your shapes icon over on the right-hand side.
Okay.
Touch the second one, the circle clockwise.
Right.
It puts the circle on your screen, and close that shapes thing by
Okay.
touching up on. All right, now touch edit.
All right.
Touch the scale icon. Can you see where my finger is?
Yes.
That square, the two-headed arrow, touch that. Look at your control wheel to make this part right here, make sure that the padlock is closed.
It is.
All right, now touch one of those numbers above that control wheel to get your number pad. Okay, you got your number pad?
Yeah.
All right, now look up at the top of the number pad. There are two numbers up there above that 208. The one on the left is the minimum size you can make it, and the one on the right is the maximum size you can make it. Tell me what those two numbers are, please.
Okay, I don't have those numbers up there.
Yours doesn't look like mine?
Nope. I minus the numbers. Everything else looks the same, but I don't have the numbers like you do. When I push that, the numbers above that little wheel, oh, wait a minute, hold on a minute. Let me try it again. Stop it. Okay, I have those numbers now. Let me try it again.
Okay.
I put 10 in there, but it's still red. My numbers above that are 0.002, 19.68.
What are the numbers above your control wheel?
8.214.
Pardon?
8.214, 8.214.
Should be 208.
Yeah, it won't reset. I can't get it to reset to those numbers.
Hey, Peggy, do you have your design selected?
Yeah. Is your circle selected?
It was. Let's see. Oh, come on, close. Can't really. It's not letting me select it. I've got it.
And at the very top, at the top, it says Shape Creator.
Right. Mine looks like yours right there. Exactly like that.
Except the numbers are not the same.
No, the numbers are not the same.
Can't
Okay.
she hold the number and long hold it and change it? Yeah, like that.
When you long hold it, it brings up the number pad.
Yeah, it brought up the number pad again, but when I go to cut that, as soon as I hit the 10, it turns red and it won't let me do it. I say okay, and it doesn't change anything. Actually, it moved my design up, but it didn't change it. I'm just
and you're sure you had the 260 by 260 hoop selected?
Yes, positive.
Okay, just
yeah.
humor me and hit okay. We're going to do this again step by step.
Okay.
And compare everything. Okay, now you should be back in embroidery edit, right?
Right.
And you've got nothing on your screen.
No. Nothing.
Okay, touch hoop option for me.
Okay. 260 by 260.
Is highlighted.
Yes.
Okay. So now touch hoop options again. It takes you back to embroidery edit.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes.
And if you look at the up here at the top on the left,
Yes.
where it says active features, what it should show you the size of your hoop.
260 by 260.
Okay, great, great. Now let's go to Shape Creator, not Sequence Creator, Shape Creator,
Okay.
not Applique Creator, but Shape Creator, okay?
Right.
Okay, now you're going to touch your shape icon up on the right top,
Got it.
and we're going to be in the basic category. And we're going to touch the second one from the left,
Okay.
and you should get, and you got a circle that looks like mine.
Yes, exactly.
All right, now touch edit, please.
Okay.
And tell me what numbers are above your control wheel.
8.189. 8.189.
That's crazy.
So is my machine out of calibration or something?
What do you have selected on the right-hand side of the wheel? Which one of those symbols is green? The top?
Mary is asking you which
top
one
one.
of these.
So it should be the bottom one.
No,
Should be the
should
top?
be the bottom.
Okay.
No, should be the bottom.
Okay.
Should be the bottom.
So then when I touch the numbers above the wheel and I punch in 210, the numbers turn red and I hit OK and it does not change.
No. All right, go back to your number pad for me.
Okay.
The number on the top left, the very top left number, tell me what that number is.
0.002.
On the left, I'm sorry, on the right.
19.68.
Well, it's saying that whatever is on your screen can't be any bigger than 19.68.
So what the heck?
That's why it's going red. But I don't understand why it's doing that.
I don't either because I followed everything you just did. And it was like that. I had somebody at my gate. So when I went back out and I came back in, I caught up to you, but I could never get that to change. I mean, do I have something punched? I shouldn't have. I mean, my screen looks just like yours, except for the numbers.
Except for the numbers.
Yeah, except for the numbers. I mean, could that be a calibration problem?
No. Icons don't have calibration because they're the touch screen.
Judy,
Not the, what?
I've been playing
Yes?
with this while you guys have been talking, and I'm not sure I kept up, but you're working on the in the positioning. Is that true?
No, we're working on Shape Creator just in edit.
Right, but you're doing the kind of the I'm trying to think of the name of it, but where you're in the box with the two-headed arrow.
Yeah, that's scale.
Scale, thank you. Well, anyway, I've been digging with this because I was going to make a smaller version. And if you are trying to go a size that it cannot go due to parameters on the letter or the hoop, it won't let you change it. It goes red and it won't let you do a thing.
I'm wondering if my update, I have 260 by 260 on my machine. Could that be a possibility that it didn't update my machine to 260 by 260?
Well, if it's in the list, it should be available.
It is in the list.
But what's wrong is the circle that's coming in. All right. When you look at your screen in Shape Creator, does your circle fill the square like mine does?
Well, I just am noticing that my circle is a lot bigger than my green square.
So then, all right, go okay out of this. Go back to embroidery edit, select hoop options, and select your 200 by 200 hoop. Do you have that in your list?
Yes.
All right, let's play with that one for a minute, okay?
Okay.
So now you've got a 200 by 200 hoop, and that's what it's showing on embroidery edit up in the left corner saying active features, yes?
Yes.
All right, so now touch Shape Creator. Okay.
All right. And just go back to the same stuff.
Well, I want you to go back and do the same thing, right?
Okay.
I want you to pick this clockwise circle.
Okay.
And does your screen look like mine?
Yes.
All right, if you touch edit, what
Okay.
numbers are above your control wheel now?
6299. 6.299.
Are you in inches?
I don't know.
All right, touch your settings over on the bottom left.
Okay. You're asking me something I don't know.
Okay. All right, now touch up at top. You got a setting screen like I have?
Yes.
Touch machine settings.
Okay. It's in inches.
Change it to millimeters, please.
I didn't do it. Why?
I didn't do it.
This is pretty big.
I didn't do it. Okay.
Okay, now what does it say
Now
above the control?
Now I can change it. But
okay.
So
I live in millimeters.
I've never changed that before, so I don't
Well, somehow it's changed. Somehow it got changed.
Okay, so now
words, Peggy.
So now
words.
Phew, that was a workout.
I have a basic.
Go back and.
I have a basic sort of question. How do we get later on in our book? We move those little guides or whatever you call them, where you have
control points.
Yeah, how do you get them back to where they belong? Start out.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me get to where I want to go.
Well, I was trying to start over where, when you started over.
Where are you trying to start over? At the very beginning or what?
Well, yeah, I was going to start over from the very beginning and go through it again. But I have moved those the scale, or I don't know, a bar.
Control points?
Yeah.
Slide them slide the
Okay.
magnetic thing
But
to
if
about
you're gonna
37.
if you're gonna start over from the very beginning, they're not gonna pay attention to what you've done before. They're gonna go to
No,
the defaults. No?
I know, because I turned off my machine and turned it back on.
So everything should have gone away.
Shape Creator, my Open Shape Creator, they're still all over.
What? Oh, and in positioning, you've selected options or what? Tell
No,
me step.
I just selected Shape Creator. Maybe
You
I guess
selected
maybe
shape.
and edit, I guess.
Did you select your circle?
Yes, I have a circle on the screen.
Okay. And did you have any designs?
Nope.
What are
I
you
have this
trying to
circle.
do?
I have my circle.
You have the circle. Okay.
And
Then go ahead.
and I have nothing at the bottom. You know, there's, can I?
Judy, you know what she wants, Judy? Judy, you know when you
What?
had us hit that little arrow and move all those symbols up to the
Yes.
top?
Yes,
She wants to go back to where it was.
Thank you,
Oh,
Liz.
you want, okay. Is that, you want to get rid of all of this?
Yes, I want them back where they belong.
Okay. All right. So touch your screen and hold it. See what happened on mine?
Yeah, but it didn't happen on
See that
mine.
bottom one see the bottom one that says reset toolbar?
I don't
Touch
get
that.
anything when I touch it. Nothing changes. Nothing moves.
Well, mine are all back
Okay,
where they belong.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you,
Okay.
Liz.
Okay. So you okay now?
Yes, thank you.
All
I can
right.
start over.
We made up for the lack of talking earlier.
Yes, Mary?
I said we made up for the lack of talking when we were moving.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah. Yeah, I always assume, and I shouldn't do that everybody has their machine set for metric instead of inches. So
Don't ever assume anything when it comes to me.
there's, it took my brain a while to think about that.
So other than stitching it out, do we have anything else today, or this is it?
I think this is it for today. Unless you have questions or, you have comments.
No, you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. It was an interesting adventure to figure it out and then to, are you signed up for Friday?
I am.
Okay, it's it's the same world but different.
Yeah, I think
because
I think a lot of what I did at Christmas was on the Epic, but so this was good for me.
Okay. Well, you
Thank you.
know,
Thank you, Judy.
that's,
That was great.
that's fine. I will hang as long as people want some help.
Yeah.
And
Do
I,
you have your sleeping bag?
I'm in my basement or my sewing room, so I'm good.
Thank you very much, Judy. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
Hi, Rita.
Thanks.
Hi, Rita.
Rita, you can say
Hi,
stay.
Rita. Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Mary.
Hi.
Thanks, Liz. Bye-bye.
I
So who, can I help anybody?
I don't know if anybody can help me at all, but I'm here.
Why? Why can't I help you?
You know, you helped me enough. You got me out of that mess. I could not figure that out.
Well, you had me going for a while.
Well, now you'll remember it when it comes to the Applique. If anybody's got it. I don't know why it's been like that. But so I had to run out to the gate. The dog was barking. There's a strange car parked in front of my gate. So then I had to take a bathroom time, and then I came back and I was really lost. But I caught back up, but I could never get that to change.
Now, somehow your settings got goobered.
Yeah. So, but once I figured I'm going to play with it a little bit more and see if I can get it. I mean, I have the directions. So,
Well, I got time. I can sit here and we can go through it step by step if you want to.
well, I've got it up to the initial. I went back in and I'm back up to the initial again.
Yeah.
So I have the initial in there. Once I got to that point, then don't be laughing. I mean, I did a road runner getting in there.
A road runner.
Yeah, you know, like Speedy Gonzalez trying to catch up again.
Oh, okay.
So once I've
what
got
can I help you with?
Well, once I've got the initial in there, okay?
Yeah.
And you went to the quilting. You went in.
I went to the stippling stitches and we used one of those to fill in the background.
Are you in the Applique Creator or Shape Creator?
When you're filling the initial with the stippling stitches, you're in embroidery edit.
Okay. Okay, I'm in embroidery edit now. So then I have to go into my butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the quilt.
No, it's not in the butterfly. It's in the sewing stitches.
Oh.
It's stitch 2 to 10.
See, that's where I'm not. Oh, because I'm not in the right window.
So are you doing a P?
Yes.
Okay. Did you find your stitch?
No, I'm on P. I'm waiting for you. I'm on P.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm building a circle here with your P. I'm trying to. Dang, come here. Irk.
You're in the.
Okay, so now I got the circle. Now I'm doing the Applique Creator.
See, I just went to the I just have a P up there without the circle on it because I wanted
That's what size is your P? 160?
to,
Doesn't matter. That looks good. Okay, so you're in embroidery edit with a P. I'm going to get rid of the.
I'm not in embroidery. How do I get to embroidery edit? I'm in Shape Creator.
You shouldn't be in Shape Creator.
I had to hit OK. Okay, now I'm in embroidery edit.
When you did your P, did you do that in Shape Creator or did you do it in Applique Creator?
Applique Creator.
Okay.
Because you can't get it to come up the other way.
Okay, so now you got a P that looks like what I got on my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now you're going to go over here to your stitch menu.
Okay.
All right, and you're going to go to category 2, which is quilt.
Okay.
And then you're going to go to subcategory 2.
Okay.
Then you're going to select stitch number 10.
So I just hold down on that?
Uh-huh. And it should pop up on your screen.
So when I did that, my P got huge. When I just held down on that, my P is like unbelievable. Oh, unbelievable.
Just because you touched the stitch?
Yeah. Let me see if I can. See, my P is bigger than my, I don't know what I'm doing here. I need to get it.
Check your hoop options and make sure you're in a 260 by 260.
Yeah, it's not. It's, how does that jump like that?
It's just, it's one of the things I was talking about at the first, that when you start any of this stuff, every time you start a new one, you have to go in and select the hoop. Otherwise, it'll select it for you.
And it
So
did. It jumped at 80 by 80.
I know. Just go back to hoop options and change it to 260 by 260.
Okay, I did that. And then I've got the number 10. I've got the quilt. I've got the stippling stitch. But now how do you make it? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
How do you make it? Do I just put my finger and hold it on there and it'll show me to duplicate it?
That was where I took all of those things and put them on the screen from the edit part.
Okay, I've got all my stuff out of the way.
What do you mean out of the way?
Well, I moved my screen. It looks like yours.
Did you stop that? Quit that. Oh, that's my fault. Okay. Yeah.
So
I moved all these things where I could get to them. You're in the way. Stop. That's what I did.
So my screen looks pretty much like that one.
Okay. So now do you have one copy of that stippling stitch on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. So now where it's going to begin stitching is where the rotate handle is. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm going to move that till it's right down there at the bottom of the P. Okay.
Come on. Touchy sucker. Stop it. Okay.
Okay, so now, is it still selected?
Yes.
So go up and touch your duplicate icon. And then drag that one up so it just barely overlaps the first one. Like I did.
Okay. Overlap it a little bit.
Just a tiny. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. You're just kind of putting a background fill in case some of the designs you put on top don't completely fill it, which they won't.
Okay.
Okay, and that's, you're just going to keep duplicating and keep putting it in there. All right. So it takes about 4 of them to go up to that straight part.
So should you always have that, stop it, the circle touchy sucker?
Do that again, Peg.
The little, where you can control the way it moves?
The rotate handle?
Yeah. Should it
Yeah.
always facing the same way?
Well, okay. I started across the top, so then I turned it. So that shows you, besides being the rotate handle, that shows you where it's going to start stitching on this particular stitch.
You want to be consistent on how that point is then so it can continue around.
Yeah. I mean, it minimizes your jump stitches. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So then you're going to have to angle it a bit to get around your P. And it doesn't matter, you know, you just don't want to, it's okay if you go into your satin stitching. You just don't want to go outside of it, because you're eventually going to, as you saw, we're going to get rid of that satin stitching and leave just the designs that you put in there.
Boy, this thing is touchy. Okay, that makes more sense. But what happens if you have like a little gap? Is there a way to fill that in or just overlap another one?
Like where?
Well, I started at the very leg of the P and worked myself around.
You started where?
At the bottom of the leg.
Yeah, that's where I started.
I worked myself all the way around.
Uh-huh.
I can probably I'm going to tuck one in a little bit and see what happens. Around the curve of the P.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I overlapped them pretty, a bit.
yeah, and I think that's what I have to do because it looks like I have about 3/8 of an inch between where the curve comes down and meets the right there, right in there.
Yeah.
I have a gap in there.
Yeah.
So I think if I overlapped them more, I could slip another one in there.
And that won't hurt. That would be fine. I would rather have them overlapped than to have a space.
Okay. Okay. Well, that got me pretty far.
Okay, so now you want to save this.
Okay. So I hit the heart.
Mm-hmm. And I think I asked you to save it as the word initial fill.
Let's see, that might have been when I was outside.
Okay, you're on page 3, 10-3. Or 10, yeah, 3. 10B3, I'm sorry. On page 3, almost to the bottom.
Okay, so that's the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then put initial fill. Actually, I have the original one there.
Well, you can override it.
It's not right.
The initial one or this one?
No, the other one, the first one.
Then replace it.
Okay, so I did that.
Okay. So now you're ready to start putting designs in there.
Okay.
And you're going to use all designs from menu M, the mini.
So if I want to, I'm supposed to still be in embroidery edit, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then I
And
go.
I suggest that after you've put 4 or 5 designs in there, that you save it. Put 4 or 5 more, save it.
Okay. So then I
In
can.
case, yeah. So that it quit moving, George.
Okay, so I'm to the position where I could just layer my designs in there, and I should be. I should be good. So when
Mm-hmm.
do I have to rename it each time I save it?
I would. I wouldn't overlap them. I mean, I wouldn't destroy the different stages. I'd keep the stages until you were all done in case something happened that you needed to go back. You wouldn't have to go all the way back, or you wanted to go back 2 steps, but you only had one saved from 1 step ago.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I was going to say something else and it went away. Oh, you don't want to overlap your designs.
Okay, I remembered you saying that.
Okay. And were you on when we talked about the sequence that you put them in? Your initial is the sequence they're going to stitch out in?
No, I was gone.
Okay. So I mean, I thought I was going to be really smart when I did that big initial on that pink piece of fabric.
Yeah.
So I brought like 6 copies of a design in. And then as I wanted them, I'd just go get them from off my screen on the side and put them in the initial. Well, they didn't stitch out in the sequence I put them in the initial. They stitched out in the sequence that I brought them in from the mini design menu.
Oh, as you put them on your screen, that's how they stitched out.
Yeah, so that baby was jumping all over heck and back.
Oh my.
So, and that was one thing Liz was asking. She was saying, can I just go select it in my initial and duplicate it and put it somewhere else? And I said, you can, but when it stitches out, it's going to stitch that first one, then it's going to go to the duplicated one, and then come back to whatever you brought in next.
Okay. Yeah, I could see where it'd be jumping all over the place because you could scatter those all over your initial.
Yeah.
So you basically pick one at a time and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Right. And when you put them in the initial, you do want to go over your satin stitch, but not outside of it.
Okay,
I mean, it's kind of like a template. You want to keep where your lines are straight, you want to keep your designs as much in a straight line as you can, so that when you take that satin stitch away, you still have a straight line.
okay. So that, like you said, the satin stitch is there to keep you in control of where.
It's a guideline.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'll play with it. Now that I'm this far, I'm not giving up right now. once I got the inches figured out.
You had me going with that one, honey.
Well, guess we learned something today. At least you can remember it for the epic if anybody looks at you puzzled.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you know, that could have been because this was on the when. Who knows? I don't know. This came from a show. I think my machine came from a show.
And it's been that way all the time?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, there hasn't been any reason for me to change it. You know, I change my hoop sizes and stuff, and it always just says what the hoop is on top. But I've never had a reason to go in and do what we did today because I haven't learned that.
Now you have.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So now it makes me, that's why it wouldn't change out of red. I mean, it just kept going red. And I actually didn't want to interrupt you while you were working with everyone.
That's fine.
Okay, good. Okay, I'll play with it and we'll go from there.
Okay. Have you looked through the rest of it? I used fusible tearaway and I used
Yeah, I actually,
tearaway.
that part of it, I actually have a piece of fabric, but I'm practicing before I use it because I did the 12 by 12 already, like all those directions said. But when this says down here, so I touch the cloud and that will take me to where I have some stuff saved.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna touch my cloud and
Yeah.
I made a folder called June Technique and I've got all my stuff in that folder.
How did you make that folder?
Okay. All right. Let's go back here. We've got a P. I'm touching my heart down at the bottom.
Okay.
All right. Now, see where it says new design? Over to the right is a folder looking thing with a plus sign on it.
Okay.
So that will let you make a new folder.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So then how do you put everything into it?
Well, okay, then say I want to save my my P and I want to save it in June Techniques.
Yeah.
Up here. So I just touch and hold that. Now June Technique is open.
Okay, so I open the June Technique.
And then you give your file the name that you want. You know, it's got to say the name of your folder up there.
Whoops. Hold on a minute. I had to backtrack. Okay, so I made a folder that said the June Designs.
Okay. So now you have to.
I want to move those. I think I have 1, 2. I've saved 2.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to cancel out of here. So I'm going to go over in File Manager. Okay.
How'd you get to File Manager?
The lines over in the very top right-hand corner.
I have some boxes.
No, see these on embroidery edit screen?
Okay, I'm on him. Oh, you're in the embroidery edit screen. Okay, hold on a minute. I'm in the embroidery edit screen. So you went to lines.
This double set of lines up in the corner.
Okay, I did that.
Okay, well, mine's being ornery. Okay, now touch File Manager.
Oh.
Okay. Now, if I pick one, I can I can copy, I can duplicate, I could paste. So you could go to your regular design file, not, see, I'm in June Technique. So if I want to go up to my regular thing, see this arrow that points up?
Yeah.
That'll take me up a level.
Okay.
So if I have, say I got, say this design, and I want to copy it and I want to paste it in that VP3 folder, then I would just open that VP3 folder and do the paste.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. There's another thing I have to play with.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice job. It was good today, Judy.
Thank you.
Very good.
Did you get in on the part about the control points and stuff like that?
That was at the beginning, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I got to the point, I did the circle with all the leaves and changing the design shape and all of that. I mean, it was pretty far down. I mean, I made it work without that 210 changing.
Yeah.
It was never right.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
the part that I was messed up on was when I came back in the initial and the quilting stitches, because I had to go out there. I went out there twice. So,
Why does people leave you alone?
well, it's somebody was walking on the road. I don't know what they were doing down. They were down in my riverbed. They went back up to the car. I don't know if the guy went down there to pee or what, but my dog was raising hell. So I went out and looked. And then I came back in, she started barking again, and somebody was just down there going to make a U-turn. And she's down here by me barking up towards the gate. So, I have to go look.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So by that time, then I had to make a trip in the house to use the bathroom, and then I came back out here. And I mean, I caught up, but.
You got to get a porta potty back out there.
Oh, no, then I'd have to empty it. No.
Oh, icky.
No, it's easier to use the toilet.
Okay. Did you see my tote bag?
Yes, I did. I really like your tote bag. I told you, remember, Carol could fit in it.
I don't think so.
Well, if you feel
it was
that.
kind of a fun project.
You what?
It was kind of a fun project, and the fact that I had everything that I used was out of my stash.
I mean, the colors, I love your colors. They're perfect.
It was fun. It's fun colors.
It's fun to see something like that come together. You've been busy.
No shit, Sherlock.
You've been really.
Wait till you get that cricket.
Oh. Don't remind me. I actually got online and ordered some blank T-shirts.
Did you really?
Yes. I ordered.
Okay.
I think I got 4 because they're from Good Life.
Oh.
And they had them on sale, 2 for $35.
That's expensive T-shirts.
Well, they're good T-shirts though. They wash and wear really well, and they're blank. So I'll have something to play with.
Okay.
Short sleeved. Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh, you know what? So now you can take your circle and you can make it a square. Okay. Can I go back into Shape Creator?
Okay.
Okay. Now.
Oops.
Okay. Well, poop, get in the center.
Crap. How do I go back once? Oh, never mind.
Okay. So
you're in Shape Creator?
I'm in Shape Creator.
Okay.
And I'm going back and rebuild the circle.
Now, if I have the P on the screen, can I put the circle around the P?
Yes. Yes. Just like mine.
Except it's not quite big enough.
I made the, what, the circle's not big enough?
No,
Okay, we'll make it, what size is your circle?
where do I see that? This above the circle control wheel?
When you have the scale icon selected.
Oh, it's 208 by 208.
Okay, and where's, how big is, well, is your P touching the circle?
Yeah, the bottom of it.
Well, then you can change the size. Let's make your circle, oh, say 220. Is that big enough?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so then let's see, lift 25. Then change the number of leaves to 25.
Okay, so you went to the leaves?
Oh, did you not
No.
have leaves in your circle?
No.
Okay.
So did you pick those off of the mini designs?
Yeah, it's number 41.
Okay, and then I've got to,
That's probably why you had gaps in filling your P with that stippling stitch that I didn't, because I made the P 160 high. Okay, so you might want to go back and do that, and then you could stick with the 210.
this is a lot of brain work.
Tell me about it.
Oh.
You want to try making the write up?
No, thank you. No. If
Okay.
I knew it better. Are you kidding me? I couldn't even tell if mine was on inches or not. That's not funny. Okay.
Oh, it is now. It wasn't then.
No, you're right. Let's see. Come on. How did you make your P 160?
It's in Applique Creator. So don't worry. Let's just do the circle for right now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's change the circle to do your, what do you have on your screen? Tell me.
I'm in this shape creator with the, just where you are right now.
Okay, I want to change the size of make sure your padlock is closed.
Right. Okay.
And then I want to change the size of the circle back to 210 and the number of leaves to 24, okay?
Okay, now the number of leaves, once I go in and get my, hold on, my leaves, 41. Oh, I must already had one because it, okay, now what do you have highlighted to get your number?
Over here on the right-hand side.
Are you still in, are you in embroidery edit now?
No, I'm in Shape Creator.
Okay, so that's where I am.
All right, look where I am. See my
And
finger?
you're on edit. Mine's not highlighted.
This isn't highlighted either. What number do you have over here between the plus and the minus?
0.
0. Well, touch it to bring up your number pad.
It just keeps bopping at me. Let's see.
Do you have, well, then you don't have a design, you don't have any leaves up there.
I have one set of leaves and I don't know. Okay.
I don't know how that, there
Okay.
shouldn't be any leaves if you've got 0.
Yeah, I have one set of leaves on there. Don't you like these kind of students?
Okay, let's,
I'm trying to see if I have everything that's, everything is highlighted the same as yours.
all right, let's just hit OK and we'll start over, okay?
Oh, brother.
No, that's okay. It'll take you back to embroidery edit and you'll, let's just say delete all, okay?
Did you just hold your finger down on that?
Touch OK, yes,
Okay.
and yeah, just touch the screen and hold to get
Okay.
this pop up and then say delete all and say OK.
Okay.
Now, just for grins, go back and select the 260 by 260 even though it's already selected, all right?
Okay, that's good.
Okay, now we're going to go to Shape Creator.
Okay.
And we're going to go to the shapes. We're going to select the circle clockwise, the second from the left.
Okay.
We're going to open edit. And we're going to select the scale icon down here, the
bottom
and make
one.
sure the bottom one, make sure the padlock is closed. Touch one of the numbers and type in 210 and hit OK.
Okay.
Now we're going to the butterfly. Float like a butterfly. And we're going to select mini. Not that one. Going to select, stop it.
What number is
41.
Oh, the leaves. Okay.
41, and you should have one leaf down at the bottom, upside down.
Yes.
Okay, and your number should be 1.
Yes.
Touch 1 and hold it. And type in 24 and say OK.
Okay, there it is. I remember doing that now.
Okay. So now say OK.
Okay.
All right. Now you're back in embroidery edit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you want to save this circle, but we don't need to right now because we're going to do something else with it. Okay.
Okay.
Touch Applique Creator.
Okay.
All right. You there?
Yes.
Touch your alphabet. Pick your P.
All right.
All right. Pick edit. Touch your scale icon again, the bottom one.
Okay.
Leave the padlock locked.
Okay.
Touch the 208 on the right-hand side to get your number pad.
Okay.
Type in 160 and say OK.
Oh, that was my letter.
Yeah. And then touch your move icon, the one on the top above there, and touch the center so it puts it in the center of the circle, kind of.
Okay.
Now, all right, now we're going to touch OK.
Okay.
We're going to go back to embroidery edit.
Okay.
And the P is selected, right?
Yes.
Touch your leaves.
Okay.
And,
It just made the square
and
big.
right. Now look down at the bottom. Shape Creator is highlighted.
Yes.
Right? So go back to Shape Creator.
Okay.
Touch Positioning.
Okay.
In the section on the left for the control points, touch the one that has like the 4 corners, all right?
Okay.
And it's being a butt. It won't let me do that. Dang you.
How come?
That's just being a butt.
There you go.
I don't know, but all right. So when, damn, you make a liar out of me. Because, man, all right. You're being a butt. No, I don't want that. Okay. All right. So
You just
we may
deleted
have
it.
to, I did. Because I'm going to go back in Shape Creator from the beginning. And, okay. Now, when we were in there just beginning with the Shape Creator and putting the leaves in, come on, Mr. Minnie. I don't have time to mess with you. Okay, then push, pooey. Darn machine does what it wants. Okay, I want 24 of those puppies. All right, now if I go into positioning and I go to my corner control points and I up my percentage to 60, come on.
Okay, my control points are not highlighted.
I know they're not because I went in and started over.
Okay.
Okay. And I think, let's see, what did I decide? That you had to have 27 leaves to make a square. But I don't really want a square. I don't want it locked. I want move and I want this. Oh, you pain in the ass. Oh, unlock. Well, that's ugly and shit. Sorry. Maybe that's better. What I'm trying to do is to get it to make a rectangle. And maybe we have to start with a square. Or we have to go 210 high and 185 wide. What I'm trying to get to is that we can make a rectangle and you can stitch it out in your 200 by 260 hoop.
Oh, instead of the 260 by 260.
Right. Capiche?
Yes.
So you can play with that. Let's see if you had a square. And you resized it and unlock your,
I'll have to go back to edit.
in Shape Creator, if you unlock your padlock on the scale thing, then you can change the sizes individually.
Okay.
Okay. And then you can monkey with the number of designs and see how they fit, or, you might need to change the design so it fits better. instead of using that leaf thing.
Okay, I can do that. I'll play with it and see what I can come up with.
Okay. I mean,
I-
Carol just wanted me to make it for the 260 hoop, so that's what I did.
That's okay, because if they have I mean, the 260 by 260, you can get quite a bit of stuff on that hoop.
Yeah.
So,
And your initial is such that it would fit nicely in a rectangle.
right. And if I use the smaller or a bigger hoop, actually, if you went smaller, because I have two of the smaller, I have the 360 by whatever my machine came with, and then the one, the 260 by whatever we've got it on now.
200.
Yeah. But the 260 by 260 would make it where you could make it bigger.
Yeah. And that's why I made the circle the size that I did. It's
Right.
bigger. It's too big to fit in the 200 hoop.
Right.
And that's what she wanted.
Well, that's fine.
She wanted to sell the hoops.
Right. And since this is all being recorded, we can go back and listen to it.
Forgot about that part.
Yeah. So, I mean, it makes sense because the 260 by 260 is the new hoop.
Yeah.
So I'll give her a call and see if we've got any in stock. I'll have her hold one.
I know she had a ton of them at one point.
Well, we did have a ton of them at one point before this all started because I didn't have room to put them all out.
Yeah, I remember that. And it looks nice when it's in a circle. It looks really nice.
Well, that's just it. I like the way it looked nice on the bag. So, okay. Well, I'll let you go so you can eat your lunch.
Oh, I ate it at 10:30.
Oh.
I knew I couldn't wait till 2 o'clock.
Oh, no, exactly. So, okay, well, thank you, and I will be talking to you soon.
Okay, hon. Have a good day. Rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Okay, I'm just going to shut this off.